to invite Mr. Sofa Lier from the University of Turku.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sofa from Cambodia, but now I'm a research fellow at the University of Tokyo. And I'm pleased to make a presentation about application of small-scale fishery to the certification scheme in Asian country. This presentation was made with the combined suggestion by Professor Yagi and Dr. Herwe Ishira here. My presentation will be about the content, is introduction, objective, and then about looking at the existing national fishery framework in this Asian. We have 10 countries, but I just look only 4 countries. And what is the fishery management measure that apply to this Asian country, and the stock enhancement and the small-scale fishery in response to the requirement of the current GSSI standard and some recommendation. So far we have not recognized the contribution of the small-scale fishery. Recently, FAO is taken from FAO guideline for securing small-scale fishery, and recognize there is a big contribution from small-scale fishery. The catch from small-scale fishery is around half or more than half of the global catch, and most of them go for food, directly to the food. And regarding the number, some give the figure that about 35, 38, and this with about 30 million people fisher involved in small-scale fishery. But this is, I think, still underestimated. There are might be more, because not well documented about the number of small-scale fishery. But in Cambodia, we have a population only 15 million, and then the small-scale fisher might be around 2 or 3 million people. And in the Philippines, I see the figure that 1.3 million small-scale fisher. This employ also the small-scale fisheries employ here, according to this, 90% worldwide of the fisher in the world. Women participation in small-scale fishery is very important also. We need the women in terms like fish processing, fish marketing. Those are relevant fishing-related activity. And also in Cambodia, the lady play a very important role in patrolling illegal fishing also. This also from the FAO statistic, small-scale fishery may contribute to 200 million people worldwide livelihood. In addition, also we should also recognize the contribution of small-scale fishery to environmental management. There is some publication and claiming that small-scale fishery is a very friendly environmental fishing activity, and then there's large-scale. This particularly we can refer to developing country, And then you see in the picture that this is a community meeting. So this very enthusiastic active participation of the small-scale fishers. In Cambodia, we have a national fishery law and also the community fishery. They understand the fishery and then they formulate their own rule and regulation. They have the problem and then come together to have a meeting and making decision. You see the decision made by the community is very active. However, they do not work alone because they are still big in capacity. There is a facilitation by local government, fishery, also fishery officers, and some NGO. Also, you see here the picture. Also, this is a participation of local community in replanting the mangrove forest activity by the community. Also, this is very important to prevent the fishing, over exploitation of the fishery area. But in fact, what the big point is like the small-scale fisheries are very vulnerable group, and the power is small, and there is a conflict between small-scale and large-scale. Very limited access to the market. Most of the catch from small-scale fisheries just for local consumption and local market only. And very low price. That's why making their livelihood is very difficult. Their voice is not heard. Their rights is not given, and this is to secure that their contribution to support to sustainable fishery. Therefore, in year 2000, very recent, in year 2015, the FAO have to introduce a voluntary guideline for small-scale fishery. And because this is a very recent, also TSSI have not been considered application of this guideline to the TSSI. Talking about the small-scale fishery, because we need to define it, and then in the FAO document also could not define what is the small-scale fisheries for the universally recognized. In fact, of course, we cannot define it universally because small scale is defined by each country, by state. But there is advice from FAO that the small-scale fishery should not define only to the fishing activity itself, should be bigger. So more relevant, like more include like post-harvest, fish processing, marketing, and also this is important to consider about gender aspects. Because failing to include the other related fishing other activity related to the small-scale fishery, will have a constraint to finance and rights and membership of the community. Just to inform you that how we define the small-scale fisheries differently from one country to the other. Cambodia, we have defined small-scale, refer to different types, size of gear, type of gear, and size of gear. But in Malaysia, I see the document that they define the small-scale fisheries, some are licensed, non-licensed, and fishing in within the coastal area of within 5 nautical miles and more sustainable fishing gear. But in Vietnam, I see that the definition is a small-scale fishery is with a boat of 90, a bit smaller than 90 CV. I not really know that what is CV stand for, but I see locomotive horsepower. Same like horsepower. So the in this relevant, I have looked at the legal framework in 4 Asian countries, Cambodia, but our legal framework, existing legal framework, is not only for small scale, the fishery legal framework and respond to the requirement of the GSI standard. Refer to fishery management that means part D of the GSSI. This is to find way to consider the opportunity to engage small-scale fishery in the future certification. The existing fishery legal framework is named differently in each country. Cambodia we have we call fishery law, and Vietnam call very different. There is a different level of the law. We call directive, decision, or act in Vietnam, and also Thailand called ordinary like that, or ordinance. Yeah. But this is all legal fishery framework contribute to fishery management. The requirement of the GSSI is very broad. In part D, from 1 to about 30 points, but I only pick up the subject area required by the GSSI. So these are the subject area. And then I have looked at the existing fishery legal framework, which has some word in the article or in the section as mentioned, relevant to the requirement of the GSSI, like fishery organization, fishery management, applied and scientific, also enhanced fishery, non-target or endangered species like that. Do have some word because those existing fishery legal framework also was adapted or through consultation using also scientific evidence, local evidence available, and research application, and also refer to international instruments. We can see that I can see the most check this legal framework for Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia. The yellow means that the legal framework do have stipulate some clause, some word refer to this, and then the red line that means do not mention. So mostly we have mentioned but to the requirement of this GSSI. Here also mostly yellow, that means respond to the requirement of the GSSI, and one particularly is do introduce about the using of the traditional knowledge, local community fishing, local knowledge to respond to the requirement of the GSSI. And commonly, for the fishery management in this Asian country, we have to protect the endangered species, prevent this destructive or take care of environment and ecosystem, combat illegal fishing, massage control, close fishing season, and also we can manage through licensing, control the fishing effort, gear type, gear size, stock enhancement, and also protection area. There is establishment of conservation protection area. Here, just the recent study or survey by John Gorian as a FAO consultant did in Cambodia for with the community fishery, and then the survey has shown that there is a significant contribution of local community to conservation management of the fishery, also taking effort to protect flooded forests, creation of conservation zones, enhance the fish stock and crab bank. Here is you may heard that the bank is for the money, but Cambodia, Thailand, we have the bank for crab. This is something. So this just to take explain you how the crab bank operate. The fisher who capture the crab with egg need to keep in this cage for some time until the egg release. And then when the egg release, then the fisher can come back to take the crab to sell at the market. And then by keeping the crab for some time in the cage here, provide the person with incentive. And then by doing this way, we have done a survey, show that the population of the crab increased 4 to 6 times as much as the previous. But however, the community have done a lot of work, but they have lack of incentive fund for their operation. For the monitoring and control and surveillance, the government has taken very much effort. Like here is a minister, deputy minister, and director general of the fishery in Cambodia combat illegal fishing through helicopter also, with helicopter to control the fishery. And crab in Cambodia and coastal area is very tasty, and they give attention to the local people importance of crab by making this a very good picture. Also take care of coral reef, take care of seagrass, and then we have tried to install a lot of artificial reef. The event of fish stocking to enhance the fishery, decided by the Prime Minister at the national level, and then this have done a lot at the community level also. So a lot of activity and this meeting of the local community and conservation of dolphin in the Mekong, this freshwater, turtle release in the coastal area, also giant Mekong catfish, it is freshwater in the Mekong. And you know, by the community in Cambodia, we have 500 community, and the community, they have established their own conservation area. This is their own initiative. 382 out of 500 community, they have their own conservation area. This is their effort, you know, they're owned by their own. Okay, there is also other effort by the community. For Thailand, this is stock enhancement. Thailand have introduced stock release since year 1950. So far they introduced exotic. Also, now we consider about the impact of exotic species. Now in the Mekong, now we release only indigenous species because this is also in compliance with the GSSI. Now no more release of the exotic species. Cambodia. Okay, just here we just look at some strengths of the small-scale fishery. A reflection from the FAO survey by John Currier, the right to commit to the participation governance is very important. And then the own initiative and responsibility by the community, the local people, is very important for the success of conservation management of the resources. Women play a very important role, and the success of the local community fishery management is the fishery is very important. Is to involve local community. They have their own plan, you know. The plan is a fishing plan, gear plan, and what the issue they have put in their plan. Control fishing effort. And collective action is very important there. And through implementation, this community creates a solidarity in the community. However, we recognize the weakness of the control, monitoring, and surveillance. there is a conflict in the number of fishing gear, boat, species, very little incentive, lack of fund at the community for the small scale fishery, and scientific information is available but fragment in time and space. But so far also we use important of the local knowledge. To find the opportunity to engage a small-scale fishery in the scheme, certification scheme. So our recommendation is to build institution. So all the relevant stakeholders need to come together to sanction what is the weakness of the community, the small-scale fishery. Dealing with over-exploitation is to promote participation of small-scale. Of course, you know, small, but they come together is very big, so very large impact to the fishery. This is the question that if you leave the small-scale fishery, whether the sustainability of the fishery can be achieved or not. So this is to fulfill the weakness. So we can see that those vulnerable small-scale group, if we leave that behind, and then whether the success we can gain or not. And for recommendation for the GSSI, now we have a very expert and then do it together. So we seek your common suggestion that we should make something that difficult, complex, and then to make it happen in the future. We should not leave them alone, leave the problem, and then we only focus on the large scale one, the easy one. So we cheer together that we hope our certification scheme can grow bigger. Cheers. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so far for presenting the challenges and advantages in establishing a certification scheme in ASEAN for ASEAN countries. So I'd like to take 1 or 2 questions from the floor.
My name is Isao Takaguchi, again from Gakushūin University. Thank you very much for your very informative presentation on the small fisheries management and the certification. Probably one of the main issues for small-scale fisheries is that in some cases or many cases, the same stock can be harvested by both large-scale fisheries vessels and the small-scale fisheries vessels. And the FAO guideline requires the total fishery mortality-based management. So there may be a case that even though small-scale fisheries are conducting a very good management system, sustainable fisheries, however, the same stock can be harvested by the large-scale fisheries, it may exceed the sustainable level of the stock. So in such a case, based on the FAO guideline, that small-scale fishery may not be able to be certified by a certification scheme. So this is one of the main issues regarding the small-scale fishery certification. So could I ask you, how do you think about this problem and your opinion? Yeah, thank you.
So the point you raised is like the same stock is catch by small scale and also large scale together. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
From the GSSI also the stock under consideration is must consider all. Then I think we need to find in the consideration when we consider the unit of certification in the area whether we should include it together or not. We need to consider at the actual situation of the fishery. And this is something, the complexity that the stock is not shared only by the small, but also the big. This is the thing that the GSSI consider to apply. This is also the case to consider also that the GSSI, so far the scheme is applied only to other easy fishery, but maybe that part of the stock is also catch by the small scale, and then they are a lot number.
Thank you.
Is there any other question?
ありがとうございます。地球人間環境、すみません、日本語でお願いします。地球人間環境フォーラムはグローバルエンバイメンタルフォーラムという団体の飯沼さやと申します。昔10年半前ですけども、タイのメコン川流域で小規模漁民とちょっと活動していたことがありまして、その時の経験とかこれなんですけれども、やっぱり河川の漁業の方ですが、放流を結構力入れて国はやったりっていう話もあったんですけれども、やっぱり生息地保全の方がすごく有効なんじゃないかと思っていまして、でも一方でそのメコン川の場合やっぱりダム開発がどんどん進んでいたり、今現在もその上流域で川の中の瀬を爆破して大規模商業船が通れるようにという工事をしようとして、中国とタイの間ですけれどもとか、あとその氾濫洪水を防ぐための氾濫源を洪水を防いで氾濫源をなくしてしまうと。やっぱりでも氾濫源はすごく魚の再生産地として非常に重要だと思うんですけども、そういった生息地保全の方とそういった漁業の研究者の方のコラボレーションというのはちょっとあまり私が見ていた時はうまくいっていないような、河川管理がやっぱり工業の話にあまりその漁業の生態系の専門家とかが入ってこなかったのでというそういったことを問題だなと思ってたんですけど、現在どうなっているか教えていただけますでしょうか。
You said that you raised about the block of dam in the upper Mekong. This caused migration. So that will cause the reduction of the migratory stock. But that's why it's very important to create a conservation area at the community level. This can increase the local stock, which is a limitation of distant migration of fish. And also, we try to protect the environment of this Mekong with many different existing consultation between the Mekong country, also to protect the environment.
Christian, would you like to? Okay, so thank you very much so far. So now I would like to invite Dr. Julia Huan, who is from the Institute of Marine Affairs and Resource Management, as well as National Taiwan Ocean University.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Julia Huang from National Taiwan Ocean University. It's my great honor here to make a presentation, and thank you for Professor Yaki to invite me here. And in these 2 weeks, next week is Chinese New Year, so I just had my New Year hut in Hokkaido. And in our New Year Eve dinner, we call 年夜饭. We always have a fish. The whole fish means 年年有余, which means you have fish every year. Because the fish pronunciation in Chinese means surplus. So I think in the traditional saying, it means sustainable fisheries. So here I come from Taiwan, only 3 hours from here, Japan. So I try to make some brief introduction to Taiwan's fisheries. So from the land, Japan is 10 times to Taiwan. And for fisheries production, Japan is number 7 in the world, and Taiwan is number 21st. So it's around 3.5 production for capture fisheries. And for aquaculture, Japan is 12, and Taiwan is number 17, to be 2 times. So you can see we have 10 times difference in land, but we have higher on fisheries. So here for the full balance sheet, you can see for Taiwanese, every people eat 33 kilograms every year. And compared to Japanese, you have more, around 50 kilograms, much more than Taiwan. So this is the basic information. If you see Taiwan's production, you can see we have higher production in capture fisheries. Around 75% from capture fisheries. And most of the species, they are exported. Some of them to Japan, including the big eye tuna, the yellowfin tuna for sashimi. And also there are some others for skipjack, for tuna can, and the sari, and the others. So you can see most of our catch are export. And there are some aquaculture and import. So most of Taiwanese eat are from aquaculture and import. However, in the recent years, we can see after 1990s, the production of Taiwan remains stable or slightly decreasing. And most of them are from distant water fisheries. And around only 15% from coastal fisheries and around 25% from aquaculture. So in the past years, our government wants to promote seafood. So there's many activities like this for mackerel, this for milkfish, this like Japan, we have the first tuna auctions every year, and even there's mola fish, mola. However, in this activity, our government try to promote the fisheries, the seafood, but not so much about the sustainability. On the other hand, when we see the fisheries production trend, we can see actually it's decreasing. This for our distant water fisheries,